We're live. Okay, hi. We're going to give it like 20-30 seconds before we start doing what we want to do, just to get people to jump in. If you're watching this after the stream, hi. I hope you guys are having a great day. And if you guys aren't subscribed, consider it. Go check out our videos, see what we're all about. But this is our second episode in our live stream. We did it last Saturday. It was a ton of fun. And so we have kind of a format we're going to try to follow this time a little bit. It still might go off the rails. I don't really know. So, before we get too far, if you guys have questions, at the end of this, we're gonna answer as many questions as we can, and it can be about anything. It can be Tesla related, about us, about this car specifically. We have the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus. Do you have anything you want to say before we get started?
All right. You said it all.
So, just a quick rundown of how this is gonna work. This live stream, I got my notes because I can't remember anything. So the first thing we wanted to do is just talk about this week for us, and specifically today, because we're missing our better halves, our better parts here. We'll talk about that in a second. Then we got a Tesla topic we want to talk about, specifically the Model S and X refresh or not refresh. And then we have an update for the channel. We have some ideas we want to run by you guys, and hopefully get some feedback. And then we have one off-topic question. We kind of have a personal thing that's going on with people we know, and we kind of want to talk about it and hopefully get some feedback from you guys and your experience, and we'll get to that towards the end. And then at the very end, we'll go through your guys' questions, and we have some questions from before the stream started, and we'll answer your guys' questions throughout the live stream. So, first thing, what's going on with us?
The girls are away for the weekend. They're going fishing.
No kids.
No
Grandma
kids.
came and picked them up this morning, and we don't really know what to do with ourselves. The whole point of this thing was supposed to, after they go to bed, we have a chance to just hang out and do something different, and this was it. But now there's no kids. There's no one in the house, but we're still doing this.
It's really quiet.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, that's definitely going to be weird because this is only like the third time since we've had the girls that like they've been gone out of the house for a couple days.
Right, yeah.
So.
Yeah. Our oldest daughter broke her arm twice last year. And then so she's been very like cautious on new things, which I don't really blame her. So she had like a period where she didn't want to do anything different for a while, like out of her comfort zone.
Yeah, she snapped both bones. So it was like a dramatic sports injury, and it happened twice, 6 months apart in karate class. And it wasn't doing karate, but like her arm was dangling, and it was awful. It was like the worst experience ever for her and for us. And we probably baby her a little bit too because we're like, don't run, don't fall, stop. So it's hard for her to be away because we're just dreading it happening again.
Yeah, so it'll be a year in October since her second break. And I've been like kind of keeping her out of like high contact sports until she has a whole year to recover, just because it happened twice, like
6 months apart.
6 months. So
I've never broken a serious bone. I don't know if you guys have broken anything. Yeah, it was pretty gnarly, so I can't imagine what she went through. We don't want to do it again.
Yeah, we're happy that she's being more adventurous.
But she's with Grandma and Grandpa.
Yeah.
They're pretty
They're
careful.
good. Well, yeah.
Grandma is.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, what were we going to talk about? Tesla topic?
Yeah.
So Elon on Twitter was talking about people were asking a bunch of questions. People bombard him as soon as he starts answering one question. I noticed on Twitter, I'm not very good at it, but like people just start asking questions, and then if you get lucky, he answers your question. And I haven't jumped on board because I just feel like I'm talking to nobody because no one ever listens to me on Twitter.
Twitter's so
I don't know. I
different.
can't figure it out yet.
I think like unless you miss like I feel like we missed that like when it first started and like build from there because I'm like, what's the Twitter?
Yeah. But basically he said that there's no refresh for the Model S and X, and I think it's kind of a play on words because they continually update their cars. It's very different than any other car company. They make updates like weekly to their production, little pieces of the car that you don't even know. And then the major update that they had wasn't really a refresh, but it was pretty big. They gained like, I don't know, 50 miles of range on the Model S and X, and he said that, you know, that's the biggest update they've had ever, and they don't plan on doing a refresh. So I personally don't know. Do you feel like the Model S and X is outdated compared to our car, the Model 3?
I don't know. I don't know. So like when we had that S, we had like the older like front end, right? On
Yeah,
that one.
One of our videos, we got a loaner 2013 P90D Model S, which is sweet, but it did feel outdated.
Yeah, like when I looked at it, I was like, oh, that's like a sedan, you know. And then when I saw like the Model 3, I'm like, ooh, that's kind of like spicy little car, you know.
It's definitely like unique looking, but the Model S still has really good looks.
Yeah, like it's still an attractive vehicle, but it's like, in my opinion, it's not as eye-catching as the Model 3.
Yeah.
Just the way, I don't know, like when I drive the Model 3, people look at that car. And then when I drove the S, nobody looked at it. Like nobody cared.
I don't know if that's more just because it's been out for so
Yeah,
long.
like maybe it's just like, you know, average to see, but I don't know. I would love to see it kind of just be like more of a bigger version of the Model 3, a little more like curvy, cleaner looking. I don't know.
They got the Model Y coming, but what about the interior? Because that's the biggest part, is that seems outdated the most. I think the outside looks great.
So
like,
we had, the one that we had was like gray, right, on the inside, which I didn't totally mind. It was okay. I don't know, it definitely felt like, you know, when you get a rental car and you can tell somebody's like farted and smoked in it a little bit.
Like, rubbed all their pieces on it.
Yeah, it seemed like
pretty grimy.
Used, but maybe if you had a newer version of it, it would be better.
Oh, so one of my buddies has been bugging me. Well, not bugging. That's not. He's been talking to me about buying a Tesla. He had a Mercedes Benz that he just bought, and man, he just seemed super pumped about Tesla. He's like asking question after question, and he went and bought one. I didn't think he was gonna do it this quick, but he went and bought one yesterday, or 2 days ago. He took delivery of a brand new performance Model S, the Raven version with the new motor and everything, and it's sick. I'm pretty jealous.
Yeah.
But, so there's people I think still interested in the Model S and X. I don't think they need a refresh.
Yeah,
like
I mean, honestly, if there was like a used one with all the specifications that I wanted, I would buy it.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much our take on the Model S and X refresh that's coming, not really coming. They're going to update it over time. They have the powertrain and battery Investors Day coming up, so I'll be real curious of how that plays into the non-refresh going forward, maybe towards the end of this year. But
I think it's like kind of interesting because there was like, on that topic, like a Model X mom that I met like in one of Penn's gymnastics classes, and it was like, we just got the Model 3 and I didn't drive it that day. And I was like, oh, how do you like your X? You know, I was like, we just got a Model 3. And she was kind of like, it's fine. I was like, oh, okay.
A lot of the Model S and X, I don't know if it's like the first run of people or people who typically buy the Model S and X, they're not very friendly. Like, we try to wave to people. I don't know if you guys experience this who have Teslas. We do the stupid waves. Try to just interact with people. And people in Model 3s tend to wave to us more. And people in the X's and S's tend to, like, just glare at us. Like, what's wrong with you guys?
Well, we used to, okay, backstory here. We used to have an '04 Jeep Wrangler, and every time you would pass someone in a Jeep, they waved to you, like, no matter what. And, like, I was like, oh, you know, Tesla's got to be cliquey like that, you know, because there's not that many. It's
hit or miss.
It's interesting, for sure.
I think a lot of the Model 3 owners are just a little more pumped about the community.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and when I did ask her how much, because she had was it blue or white? I can't remember. A blue Model X. I was like, oh, that car is beautiful. And, you know, she pulls up to the front, and, like, the falcon wings open up, and everybody's like, oh, my God, like, freaking out in the gymnastics
like,
class.
Yeah, whatever.
She's like, it's fine. She's like, it's kind of old and outdated. And I was like, really, though? But, yeah.
I don't know. But we beat that to death a little bit. If you guys have opinions on refreshes of the Model S and X, if they need to actually do kind of a more drastic interior update, or if you think they're more, I think they're more focused on the Model 3 and the Model Y, because those are going to be their big volume cars, and especially if their thing is robo taxis in the future. I don't think the Model S and X is going to be equipped with the things necessary to be on the Robotaxi network, but the Model Y and 3 will.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some topics about that too, about them not even selling cars in the future and just keeping them for the Robotaxi. That's not going to happen. That's forever away. But yeah, so let us know what you guys think. We'll go through the comments and talk about it. Channel update. So we did post one video this past week. I wanted to make another one. I didn't have time to make it. But the previous video we did was another range test where I did a test with just me by myself and then the same run with the whole family. And we used up a lot more power than I thought we would in comparison. So if you guys haven't checked that out, go check that out. Hopefully people found it useful. We've got more range tests coming up. We might do something tomorrow. I don't know yet. We're still trying to figure out what we're going to do without the kids. So we might do something just together, not related to YouTube. But we also are trying to, people wondering how they can like support us on this channel. You know, we're growing, and I haven't really thought a lot about it. So we've been trying to see what other channels are doing. I know people have Patreon, people sell t-shirts, and we don't really want to do just like the normal things that people are doing. So one thing I do have is super chats set up on here, but the main thing, we're trying to take some images that we took. Jess is fantastic at drawing, and I try to dabble. So we're trying to recreate some of our images we post on Instagram and just ones that we take of our car or Teslas around and trying to make something artsy fartsy with it. And we might set up a store or something that will put up for sale or something if you guys want to support us in some way, buying those portraits or something, some artsy thing related to our channel, something we created. That's kind of what we're looking at. Should I show them an example of?
If you want to, yeah.
I have an example, kind of what I've been trying to draw. And this is based, if you guys are a part of the Instagram, you've probably seen this. This is like the start of it. And I'm trying to, I don't know, Jess has another one that's pretty cool. So we're going to try to get those going and put those out there probably in a few weeks or so and see what people think, if they're interested in it. Something different than just selling t-shirts or Patreon, because I don't think we have the time to like dedicate. Usually people have like extra footage or shows for people on Patreon.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out what we're doing on this channel. But yeah, so that's just a quick channel update. We've got more videos coming up, so I really appreciate your guys' support. Like, it just makes me super excited to do these videos, and all the people who've used our referral code, like, there's been a ton of people who've taken delivery, and if you're one of them, leave us a comment below or send us an email letting us know like what you think of the car, how your experience was, because we might share that, or just we want to see what your guys' experience has been. But yeah, thank you. We couldn't thank you guys enough, seriously. So that's enough of that. You want to talk about the off-topic question real quick, and then we'll get to the Q&A. I see there's lots of comments on here. We'll get to those. So this off-topic question, I want your guys' opinion on this stuff too. Are you reading the comments?
Yeah, sorry.
There's a lot. I appreciate you guys watching, all you guys that are participating. This is great. We have close people to us that are struggling, and it's been kind of sad, and I don't know how to help, but like we've been trying to think of what makes us work in a relationship. Like, me and Jess have been married for 10 years, and I just kind of wanted to talk about the one thing that makes a long-term relationship work. Like, what's the most important thing? And yeah, we haven't really discussed this in this realm. We talk about this kind of stuff all the time, personally. And what do you think? For us, and we want to know what you guys think too, if you guys are in long-term relationships, married, what is the most important thing to keep those things going? What's the most important thing to you?
I think communication is like, just like communicating and talking to each other and actually hearing and understanding what the other person is trying to say to you. Not just like them blabbing at you and you kind of like putting up a wall and like rebuttaling right away. I think just like communicating, soaking up the information, and just really like considering and contemplating how the other person is feeling and how you're affecting that, you know?
Yeah,
That's
like,
what I think.
my main thing, like, kind of plays into the communication is respect for the other person. Just like we fight, and there's just, I know she respects me and I respect her, but like when we're fighting, sometimes things don't. Dang, seriously, thank you for that super chat.
You guys are amazing.
Knowledge
Thank
share.
you so much.
You've been here since the beginning, and since my first like video or two, and you always comment. You're awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that. But sure, you guys need to. I guess it does pin it. I've never done this. You guys need to do a serious road trip. I want to do a big road trip in this car.
We've
We
been
need to.
trying to plan some little ones like to New Mexico and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're in Colorado.
But I think that maybe over one of our breaks, I think that's definitely something we want to do.
Yeah.
And it'll be lots of breaks with the girls if they come along.
I want to do something before school's up, but school starts like in 3 or 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, if I didn't already book tickets, I might have driven to Disneyland in this car, but we booked tickets like forever ago.
Yeah.
Because we were like, we got to commit and we're going on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So relationships-wise, the most important thing to me is respect for the other person. There's this thing that happens. I don't know if you guys can like put a word or something to it, but when you live in a house with someone, even siblings or anything, when you're living under the same roof with someone, it always happens. It's happened with us. It's happened with my siblings. It's happened with my parents. But you lose this respect that you had for the person. Like you talk to them how you wouldn't talk to a stranger, or you interact with them. You just like, you're easier to just shut them off and like not even give each other a chance.
Yeah.
Or just some leeway. Like, and we do this with our girls too. Like Brooke and Penny, they'll fight.
Yeah.
And they'll yell at each other or treat each other in a way that they wouldn't treat a friend from school or some kid at the gym that they were trying to play with. And I think that's the biggest like disconnect. We lose that. I don't know what that's called, but like for me, I try to like reframe my thought process with us in a way like, am I treating her different than I would a perfect stranger that I'm disagreeing with? And if I am, then I need to reevaluate like what the heck we're doing. So that's part of the communication thing, but I think it all boils down to like respect, and like I don't want anything bad between. I don't mean to be mean to you or like a jerk, but when we disagree or whatever, it yeah, I don't know.
We should call it the public house paradox.
Public house. Yeah, it's weird. It always happens. I see it in other households. I see it just in general. Like people just like lose once you get comfortable with people in your household. You just like you treat them so differently, and like you lose that respect. And then that just leads to like resentment and crap. And I said it. So I know there's a lot of people overseas. In in my last video, I said the C word. I'm gonna say it once right now in case you don't know what I'm talking about. So plug your ears. It's crap.
I think there's a more popular C word overseas that they use over there that we don't use over here.
I'm not trying to be offensive or anything, but it was pointed out to us by a few people that like that's not in some places it's very like offensive word.
Bob knows what I'm talking about.
For here, at least in our, I don't know, in my life, that's never been a real serious word.
No, it's been like pretty chill.
Yeah, I don't know, but we'll try to like. I know half my audience is overseas, and everyone else's cultures and stuff are different, so we are trying to be like conscious of that.
Yeah.
And we appreciate the feedback, and I'm sorry I said it again. I'm sorry.
Did you say it just now?
I said it like organically.
They say the C word is safe, but like there's 2 C words we need to clarify.
Well, I already said the other one, which isn't a big deal here. It is a big deal elsewhere. There's a worse C word that we won't say here. But yeah, I'm sorry. Do you have
I'm so sorry.
Do you have anything else like related to our or just relationships in general? Like what makes it work, or just the communication? Are you too busy reading all the comments? Yeah, I won't go there.
Yeah, don't do it. I don't know. I feel like Anthony and I are very like open and honest in our relationship. There's been like things. Okay, so I grew up with a thing called white lies, and I don't know if anyone else knows about that, but that was like something in my household that was a thing growing up, and I did not like think anything about it. It's like kind of when you tell part of the truth, but you don't tell it all. Like you don't like, yeah, half truths, totally. And so like you might omit some information that might be hurtful, but if they don't know about it, it's not really going to hurt them, right? So it's like, so in our relationship, there you go, I like that. Live omission. I'm on trial right now. So like that would be something like when we were first married that I would do. I'd tell like part of it, but I'm like, if he didn't know about the rest, it was okay. But that's something that we discussed in our relationship. He's like, why do you do that? I'm like, I have no idea.
Like for me personally, I'm brutally honest. Like, and the reason I feel like I can be super honest, even like if I'm mad at her about something or if I just don't like something she's doing or saying, I will say it.
Yeah.
Even if it's kind of hurtful, like it comes out of a place of respect, and I just want to like not talk about it because it never works out. It just like boils up and it makes things worse. So I put it out there right away. We talk about it, we squash it, and we're done with it, and we move on. Because life is just too short to like hold on to stupid little things that don't matter. I'm sounding really like cliche and preachy.
You
I don't
are.
like it. Yeah, I don't know. Should we stop talking about this? I want to go through these comments.
Sure. You want me to read?
Yeah, you want to?
Them?
So we got a few questions before the live stream that I posted out when I shouted out this live stream was happening. You have it on your phone? You want to pull that?
Yeah.
We'll answer those first real quick, and then we'll go through all the comments. And if you guys want to leave more questions or just stuff about Tesla, stuff about this car, stuff about us, we'll go through those for a while until we decide we should stop this. I don't know how long we've been going so far. I can't tell. 25 minutes. That's not too bad.
Okay. Let's see here. Did you finance? Oh, did you finance or pay for the Tesla in cash?
We financed it. I totally forgot about these questions. I should have wrote the stuff down. Yeah, we financed it. There were some other questions related to the financing. Yeah, because there's not a lot of information about like what's the final cost after taxes, registration, all that. This car we got was the Standard Range Plus right before autopilot was standard, and so we didn't get the autopilot option. So Elon, if you're watching, I did shout him out on Twitter.
Yeah, he's totally tuned in.
You think so?
No.
Can I have autopilot? Like, just like give me another free trial, and then maybe it'll convince me, because I really enjoyed it, but then I lost it, and now I'm kind of debating it. All right, I'm done with that. But yeah, financing. So it was like $37,500 when I bought it, I think, at that time for the Standard Range Plus that we got. That's US dollars. And then we got two options: the white seats and the white paint. And the white paint was $2,000. The white seats were $1,000. So what is that? So it was just over $40,000 for this car, and we put enough down to get the loan down to like $35,000 after taxes, which put another like $2,000 on top of it. So it was like 42, almost 43. And then taxes when we did the registration, that was there was like another there's like another $1,300 in taxes for where we live that didn't get included in the purchase because we purchased it in Denver and we don't live in Denver. Yeah, so that's about just a high level breakdown of our situation with buying this car. So this car is pretty affordable. We're gonna get with Colorado, we're gonna get a total of almost $9,000 in a tax credit back. 37 or 3850 is gonna be the federal credit, and then 5,000 if you live in Colorado, you just get that. So that's going to take that much off the car's price. We plan on throwing all that money onto the loan, dropping it as soon as we get that money.
Yeah, pay some of it down. Yeah, the tags and like title. Oh my God, Anthony called me because he went by himself and he was like, "I have bad news." I was like,
It was pretty
"No," and I was like, "How much was it?"
We knew it was gonna be expensive. I just didn't know.
Yeah, and then he was like, he told me the first grand, and I was like, "Okay, okay, I see you." And
Well,
then
well, it was like it was the 1,300 for just taxes, and then it was almost almost 1,000 for the fees. So there was like an EV fee, which was like $100, which I think pays for like what you would, or kind of makes up for what we don't pay in gas tax. And they give us a dinky little sticker we're supposed to put on the car. We haven't yet.
I'm not putting that on the car.
And then the rest for like a brand new car registration fees, which will go down drastically every year that we have this car. But it's definitely not cheap. But this car's worth it.
Yeah, it was traumatizing on the phone. And I was like, "So are you bringing home lunch?" Can't afford lunch
We're
now.
eating beans and rice.
No.
Yeah.
It surprised the heck out of me.
So that pretty much summed up. There were a few questions on that.
Well, I mean, like, and then I think, like, with the finances, like, I think going through Tesla was fine.
Mm-hmm.
There was something funky with the bank when we did it, and they wanted us to, it was a different rate, and it was kind of confusing.
Yeah, well, because we did it right at the end of the first quarter, I think. Like, right towards the end of the first quarter, we ordered it. And we didn't get it until the first, like, day of the second quarter. So we were part of the Tesla's record second quarter for our car, technically. But the rates changed, and they kind of screwed that up on us. And it was a lower rate in the first quarter, higher rate in the second quarter, but they fixed it and made it better in what the original interest rate was, which is like 3.5 or something, maybe a little lower. But
so that was a little sketchy, but they got it figured out when we were there.
Yeah, that was pretty straightforward. All right.
Let's see.
Was that it for that part?
Do you regret not buying the long range?
Oh, yeah. I don't. Do you?
No, I don't drive it enough, so I don't know.
We haven't taken it on a super long road trip besides some of the range tests that I've done when I went down to the southern border of Colorado and back. So like that simulated like the first leg or in the last leg of a trip, maybe to like Las Vegas or even New Mexico, like we're planning. And the supercharging is quick enough for us to where you plug it in, say you have 10-20% battery, in about 30 minutes, maybe even 20 minutes. You technically can leave to your next destination. Even with the slower charge rate, the Standard Range Plus has, technically you can't. So far, there's no verification if we're going to get a bump when version 3 comes online more widespread. But right now, the 105 kilowatts is plenty. It's really no problem. Oh yeah, that went darker, huh?
Yeah.
Our lighting went out on us. There we go. But yeah, for us, I don't regret it because 99.9% of my driving is commuting to work. When we go on a road trip, it will be a little bit more inconvenient to charge more frequently, especially if we go on a long road trip. But I plan to just plan that into any trips we do. And I mean, we get to just enjoy wherever we are a little bit more than just like eating on the road and stressing about getting there.
Yeah, with the girls and stuff, we have to get out and stretch our legs anyway. So it's kind of neat. Like if we go to superchargers, it'll be kind of like a neat little experience at each one, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, and just like talking with other Tesla owners at the superchargers, usually you lose track of time. You grab some food or pee or talk to someone and you're already ready to go, but you end up with more charge than you need. And I don't regret it. If I had a longer commute, say more than 150 miles round trip, then I probably definitely would have gotten the long range. But you know, my commute daily is only like 30 miles, so do not regret it at all.
Have you tested with and without the aero wheels? We need to do that.
I know, I haven't. That's been on the agenda because we have the aero wheels. I did something on Twitter. I did a poll, and no one agreed with me. But I love the aero wheels. I put pictures. I thought more people would find it interesting. I can't. No one cares on Twitter.
They don't. They're like, we don't have time for this.
But like, there's a picture of Britney Spears with like I don't know, huge gapped, gross teeth thing, like fake teeth in, and then a beautiful picture of her. And I compared the aero wheels to the beautiful picture, and then like the big gapped teeth to the alloy wheels, which have real thin spokes in it. I think that the Aero wheels look better. They just, I don't know, they just look cleaner.
Okay, get off your soapbox here.
All right, sorry. But we plan to do a range comparison between the two.
Aaron from Michigan. Hi. Did you see the Bjorn standard range plus range test?
Yeah, I commented on it this morning. Yeah, I wasn't very surprised. He said that. So I've gotten into a debate a few times with people saying like I have it wrong with the usable capacity of the battery of this car, which I've been saying is about 50 kilowatt hours. And Bjorn after his test was about 49. So everyone's like, oh, it's 55. No, it's 50. And there's no documentation on it that I've seen, but it's about 50 kilowatt hours. Honestly, the average person shouldn't care about that. I mean, just if it gets you enough range to get you to and from work, the amount you care usually just you're done thinking about, oh, how big's my battery pack. But yeah, so about 50 kilowatt hours is what he said, and I just commented that that's what I've been seeing too. If I do the math and put it out there, about 50 kilowatt hours of usable battery.
Let's see here. If the kids are away, what are you two doing here? We're committed to the process.
We said we were going to do this every Saturday, and we're committed
Anthony
to
almost didn't do it, and I was like, you spoke it, you have to do it, right?
Well, kind of like for the reason that you're implying here. I was like, we should go do something and hang out, and we did earlier today.
We went to a barbecue earlier. Anthony had a spritzer.
I did. I had a soy boy drink, and I got crap for it like I always do. But like,
It's pretty good though, huh?
yeah, he tried getting me to drink a Coors Light. It just tastes like garbage, and I'll drink the fruity drinks, the ones that actually taste good, all day. I don't even care. But yeah, it's the same guy I called out in one of my old videos. I worked with him. He bought a brand new Jeep after giving him a test ride in this car. He's like, oh, this is fantastic. This is great. And then like 5 days later, he's got a brand new Jeep Wrangler, and all he does is commute to work in it. I don't know if he's gonna watch this, but give him more crap. No, not too much. He's a good guy.
Yeah, the drink is like a fizzy. It's a kind of like a
black cherry,
sparkling wine kind of thing. Like but in a can. I don't really know.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
And it tasted like flavored water.
He gave me an IPA. An IPA. He opened it. And he's like, "Drink this," and I took a couple drinks.
It tasted real bad.
It was okay. It was good, but I only drank like
Tasted
this
like
much of it.
lawnmower grass.
Sent me a picture. He's like, "You didn't finish your drink." He's a bad influence.
Let's see here.
I don't even know what we were talking about.
Enjoy the break with the kids. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
We're trying to.
We're trying to.
Hey guys, got back from the ghost towns in time. You should go to Dublin House tonight. I don't even know what that is.
Where? Yeah.
Is that downtown?
Is that Connor? Yeah, he had went somewhere.
Connor sounds like he's with it, and we're not with it.
He's been traveling everywhere in his car. We
No.
should be traveling everywhere.
He got the
I think the all-wheel drive version, or yeah, the longer range all-wheel drive.
Yeah, we should like do a video. That'd be cool.
Yeah, he lives near us, and he's been watching our videos and stuff. So I might try to tag up with you if you're watching, probably.
Yeah, not in a creepy way.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I agree. Play on words. Why would you sacrifice your premium models and have people wait for a refresh?
Yeah.
True.
Exactly.
Model S is a better highway cruiser. Yeah, quieter too.
Yeah, people say it's more comfortable. The older Model S that we had, the seats were hard
It was stiff.
Yeah, these seats are way more comfortable than that one. But I don't. It was like a 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
So the newer ones might have similar seats to this. So
yeah,
that might not be a big deal at that point. Where are you? Sorry, we keep looking down at the comments. We have a thing here.
Let's see.
We're trying to figure out how to do this.
IDK about farted in. Don't act like you don't fart in your car, okay?
Wait, did we talk about farting?
Yeah, I just meant like that's how that car felt.
Oh, that people were farting? Yeah, because you know they do. You know you do.
Well, we try not to in this car. Well, you don't.
All right, we're talking.
Let's stop. People are going to get mad at us again.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see here. Would you get a used Model S with, was that AP1 or
Yeah.
AP2?
Autopilot 1 or 2. I probably wouldn't at this point. Maybe Autopilot 2. I don't know what version of Autopilot the one we had. It had Autopilot.
Which?
If it was 2013 or 2014, I know that was the year range. It still had the nose cone.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have been more than 2015. I can't remember the nose cone. See, I'm not a very good Tesla. Like, I don't have all the history right. I think 2016, mid 2016 or something, they came out with the new fascia for the Model S. But had the nose cone. Autopilot was fantastic on that car.
Mm-hmm.
So AP2, maybe 2.5. I might consider it. I don't know. I'm still super pumped for the Model Y. I don't know. I love this car. A bigger version of this car. Model Y is going to be pretty great.
Says you've gone over all the specs. I think Bob commented again about that.
Did he?
Yeah.
Wait, what was the original question? Or statement? Yeah. Yeah, we have a big backlog of videos.
Yeah.
I haven't gone over like every spec of this car. It's been done by a lot of people. Maybe not on the Standard Range Plus. So maybe I should. I don't know. I'm trying to find out. I try to figure out how to do videos that people haven't done or put our own spin on it, because I don't want to just like regurgitate information that people can Google, or I don't know, I'm just trying to give our experience as a family living with an EV, because you know that's really what people, at least what I cared about. Like there's just video after video on this car before we bought it, on the specs, how fast it can go, all that kind of stuff. So we're just trying to give, you know, a live look into our lives with it. How is it to live with it? Because it is a big difference. It's different. It's not worse. I think it's better. But living with an EV versus a gas car.
Oh my god, I had to get gas the other day.
That sucked.
And it made me late going somewhere, and it was because he drove my car all week and didn't put gas in it. So.
I did. So my last video, it wasn't two or three videos ago, I talked about that. I drove, she had this car. I drained the gas tank in that car and I left it. That's what I usually do.
That's exactly what happens. He's like, she'll get it. And I'm just like, it's fine. We're fine.
Don't want to go to the gas station.
I can tell you don't want to go to the gas station. Let's see here. Before Model 3, all Tesla owners waved, but there's too many Teslas to keep up with.
Yeah.
Let's see.
See, where was that?
Up here.
Before Model 3.
So I think the Model 3 should look a bit more
I
like
guess
the S and the X.
I do see a lot more Teslas on the road. So I can't say I've waved to everybody. I think about it after
You're
they
part
pass.
of the problem.
There is a lot. That's a good sign, though. There's a ton of them on the road. So maybe that's part of the problem. It's just too many to wave at. Pretty soon they'll all be self-driving, and then we just drive around like this the whole time, because you'll be seeing people all the time. I think
That's why you have autopilot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, where are we at?
I don't know if you want to read that one.
See, I think any car that has the FSD option should be able to take part in the Robo Taxi, Model S, X, and 3, and Feature Y. So the problem I see with that is that there's...
Here, stop pointing.
Well, I was pointing at the camera.
You're being aggressive.
I don't know what to do with my hands. There's a camera on the inside of the Model 3. I wanted to talk about that. Well, maybe we'll do that in the next live stream. But the camera in the Model 3 is put there because of the Robotaxi coming online. That it can monitor people that are in your car without you. The Model S right now and the Model X being produced, they don't have anything like that. And I don't think their intention is to mass produce those really expensive cars to be on the Robotaxi network. They'd rather have their least expensive cars be able to build a bunch of them and fleet them out, get them out on the roads, taking people where they want to go. These are the most efficient cars, so they'll be the cheapest to charge. They've got all the tech, the inner camera. Maybe they'll do a retrofit, but I think that's a big roadblock for the Model S and X, at least the current ones that are being produced, to being part of the Robotaxi. Of course, they have the full self-driving, but I think that camera missing, I think that's a big thing. So I do not see them being included in the Robotaxi fleet.
Knowledge Share says you guys need to do a serious road trip like to Canada, especially now.
Yeah.
With the
Chatamo adapters. Yeah. So now the Model 3. So that was the what do you call it? Super chat he gave us.
yeah. I would
Thank
donate
you
the
again
cost.
for that.
No,
That was super nice.
So
of you.
nice. So I'm getting
Do you
Tesla.
think you could drive, or we could do a trip all the way to Canada? I don't know how far that is.
Canada, eh?
Yeah.
I don't have a passport.
Yeah, I've never been out of the country.
Well, I went to Mexico, but I think I was like young enough I didn't need one at the time. They just like smuggled me in the plane.
I guess that worked.
But I really enjoyed my trip there. They were super nice. Let's see here. Getting a Tesla when I'm 16 or 18. That would be amazing.
So you're pretty young. Yeah. Seriously, if you save up, work for it, make that your goal.
You'll have it forever. I mean,
make sure that your career projection, whatever you're getting into, allows you to do that.
You should be a software engineer.
Yes, that's what I do. Great idea.
Let's
Be
see.
a software engineer. Maybe you have a better idea.
So I got the Model 3 and my coworker got a V8 Lexus.
Ugh.
He said he went the other direction than me. We joked that we balanced out the carbon footprint.
You guys canceled each other out. I guess that's okay. I mean, people still, that's one thing, people can do what they want. But I think something like this is going to win out in the end. Yeah, it has to. I can't see myself driving anything else. Like, it's just not as good of an experience as far as like acceleration.
Well, he
regenerative
does
braking.
drive my car, and all he does is complain and doesn't fill up the gas tanks.
The big part is like the lack of regenerative braking. I think that's a big like safety feature that's not. It's like an indirect safety feature, because I've noticed I'll look over my shoulder like when I'm about to change lanes, and the forward collision warning's gone off because people like slam on the brakes right at the wrong time. And as soon as I hear that, I haven't looked forward yet, and when I let go of the gas, I'm already slowing down. Whereas in the Durango, if I let go of the gas, I'm still going the same speed, and that's the difference between running into someone.
It is.
No one cares.
You need
Why
to,
am I
You need to be a better driver is what it is.
No, I mean, that happens. You look
No,
up
I
as soon
know.
as you look like on a busy highway, you're trying to pass
I don't think
someone.
I'm going to let you take my car from now on.
Yeah, don't. I don't mind driving this.
Let's see here. For the relationship stuff. Patience, trust, and commitment. Totally.
Patience is a big thing. Trust is like, how do you get that trust, or how do you obtain that trust? Like, why do you trust me? I think the big thing is just knowing that we're always open and honest. Like, I know that you're going to tell me everything, even if it sucks and I'm like, you think it's going to hurt my feelings. I know that you're being honest and we're going to squash it, whatever it is.
Yeah, I've hurt your feelings a lot. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Let's see here. Let's see here.
Yeah, if you jumped on late, we were talking about relationship stuff, so.
Talking, spending time, just listen and shut up. Totally. Greg gets it. Bob says honesty and transparency.
Transparency, yeah. Transparency is a big thing. There was a big question on Twitter from a person I follow, asking, do you let your significant other have access to your phone or your social media, like password? Can you look through your other person's text messages or phone? Yeah, we'll go through that topic maybe in another live chat.
It's definitely interesting because I think every couple does it differently, like depending on your age and stuff like that. Like my parents are totally different than us.
But since, I don't know, we focus on transparency, so I think you might be able to guess where we line up with that, having access to all your phone and all that crap. Oh, I said it again.
Stop saying it.
I'm so
Stop.
sorry. It just
Or to
came out.
bleep him out.
It came out.
So it's
Just
so
like-
hard for a guy who wants to solve problems. That's true. I've dated some guys that don't want to solve problems.
Yeah, and that can be a fault though, because I immediately, I'm so sorry. It's like a habit. It's a bad
We're
habit.
just gonna do edited videos from now on.
I
Can't
do
trust
live.
him.
Well, I did that and edited, but I didn't know at that time.
Well, from now on, I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, what were we talking about? I already forgot.
Okay, guys, not wanting to solve
Oh
problems.
yeah, that is kind of a fault in our relationship a little bit.
Soy Boy Club.
So, I immediately go to problem solving mode. So
Ugh.
like if she's wanting to just vent and talk to me, I'll immediately be like, "Well, do this, or maybe we should try this, or you should talk about or do this," and it's not the right time. So that is a thing that we should
Yeah,
I need to work on a little bit.
I think as like a female, you want to just like have someone to listen to sometimes, because like I don't know, I don't have like a lot of people I vent to because I'm kind of closed off that way. I don't know. And then like Anthony tries to like immediately solve it and get up in my business, and I'm just like, stop.
Sorry, I need a muzzle.
Do.
What are you doing?
I'm just checking.
All right, I'll go through this question
Keep
some
going.
more. Let's see. I love that. Reminds me of my wife and myself, Jason. Together since 2004. Dang, that's a long time. 2 girls, 6 and 2. Congrats on the kids and the long relationship. That's awesome. Yeah, going to bed mad to each other. Okay, so that's a big thing. I hate that. She's more likely to just be like, I don't want to talk about it. I want to go to bed. But then I'll just sit there. Like early in our relationship, I couldn't do that. Like I'd be like, let's talk about it, even if it's 2 in the morning. Let's finish this and like get on the same page, and that's always worked out better because like you wake up in the morning and it's not a good start to your day if you just leave things to linger.
Yeah, I think like Anthony's very quick to respond, and I like to it takes me a while to like process. Anthony will say things that are very hurtful.
Not really.
And just like because he's processing as he's talking.
Yeah, I say things just on the fly, and then like I might not have worded it right because I didn't like rehearse it.
And I don't like doing that. I like to have everything kind of like lined up in my mind before I say anything.
There's pluses.
And he will pester me until I talk.
There's pluses and minuses to both approaches.
Mm.
But as soon as possible, get whatever issues you're dealing with taken care of as fast as you can, knowing that you're mutually just trying to squash this because it's probably not a huge deal and you guys are wasting time, because we usually are wasting time when we're doing that. Hey.
Well, we got a message. I was checking
What's
it.
that on?
Tesla Mom USA. I did get your message on Instagram. I'll respond back to you here in a little bit, but I did get it.
Sweet. Let's see. Where are we? Did I already read that one? Knowledge Share. Seriously, thank you for that super chat.
Knowledge Share is bae.
You rock. Let's see. Tesla makes you want to do road trips again. Yeah. Like, I want to drive this car everywhere. It's hard to plan.
Time together is a big thing for my wife and I. We don't get a lot of time together, so taking advantage of any time we can get is huge. Oh, yeah. It's so hard, like, if you're traveling or working apart at different, like, locations or whatever, that can be really hard. And then, like, your communication really has to be, like, up a notch, I would agree.
And it's kind of why we wanted to do this, too, because, like, sometimes you'll find yourself wasting that time that you could be spending together. Like, social media, that sucks at, like, just draining time that you should be doing other things, like being productive or just, tending to your relationships. So this, even though it's on social media, it's something we're doing together, which is actually a ton of fun, because last time we did this till like 1 a.m. last time, and we talked about it till like 3 a.m. It was a ton
I
of fun.
showered and he talked to me while I showered.
Yeah, I just sat on the toilet.
I never
not using the toilet.
get any personal time.
No.
Let's see here. Star Wars Land. Yeah, I'm totally jazzed to go see that for when we go to Disneyland.
We're going to Disneyland at the end of this month.
Yeah.
And we still need to figure out. We haven't bought like tickets to the parks. We're going to have 2 full days to go to Disneyland. So if you have experience in that, or I need to figure out where to go buy tickets.
And our girls are
just their website,
6
probably.
and 3, so like whatever the best sections are to hit up.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do like a hopper thing. I think we're gonna spend 1 day somewhere, 1 day the second day somewhere else.
And our littlest is pretty she gets fatigued. She gets tired pretty easily, so she's gonna be tuckered out.
Absolutely.
Congratulations on the 10 years. The challenge begins. Communication is number 1 thing. Listening is number 2. Respecting is number 3. No real order, but you need all of them.
Absolutely.
C. Johnson. I thought that at first was my uncle because his name's Clifton Johnson. And my maiden name was Johnson, so I got excited for a minute.
You just want to call him Uncle Johnson?
I do.
Thank you, Uncle Johnson. That's super true. And thanks for the 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I don't know. I guess it's just beginning, right?
Yeah, I hope so. Unless I smother you in your sleep.
I hope you do.
Let's see here. Connor says, my wife and I just hit 10 years together, total on the 5th. Ow.
Oops, sorry.
My hair.
Congrats.
That's
10 years.
amazing. Like, I feel like a lot of people that got married, because we got married when we were 20, they're already divorced.
A lot of them are.
A lot of them are, and it's tough, you know?
But the other thing, and maybe because they're younger, we do have some couples that are our age that also have been married or together for like over 10 years. So, I don't know. I did read a statistic somewhere that the younger, like our younger generation is doing better marriage-wise, less divorce rate. I don't know. I might be making that up. If I'm not, if you've seen that, let me know.
I've heard that, like, the more money you spend on the wedding, the less likely your marriage is to survive.
Yeah, we had like a potluck wedding. So.
We maybe spent $1,000. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah, not even. We borrowed chairs from the local school, elementary school.
We had enchiladas, pozole, tamales.
Yeah, and chicken.
Yeah, fried chicken.
I don't like pozole.
It's
an acquired taste.
Acquired, yeah. Taste.
Let's see here.
Where are we? Did you read that one?
Communication is key. Congratulations on 10 years.
What's it say? I'm at 1.5 years. Congrats.
That's great. Keep going. Still in the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
What's that?
When does that end?
Ew. Coming up on 20 with my bride. That's so good.
20 years.
Keep going. Respect.
What's PHP?
Oh, that was the
programming?
No, that was my public house paradox.
Oh, PHP. There you go.
I love that someone like broke it down.
I went immediately to programming. I was like, PHP, yeah. I know some PHP.
Yeah, and then Connor says it's complacency.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Coding term.
Yeah, complacency in the household. Just getting too comfortable and not feeling like you have to try. Yeah. I guess that's the word, but it's just like, it's obvious it happens. It's not good.
Let's see here. The way buying a Tesla Model 3 without a test drive, it got canceled the day before because I purchased it sight unseen was a good move. Oh, okay. So it was a good move.
Yeah.
I know some people are worried about not doing a test drive and just like ordering a car, which is like the weirdest thing.
Yeah. It's different, but it's not that big a deal. It's just different. But yeah, I think C. Johnson left the house, and that was really nice. I appreciate the words.
Let's see here. Connor says he's honest to a fault. I get in trouble at the house for it sometimes.
I'm honest to a fault too.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes I call him Captain Obvious.
Never go to bed angry. Good.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Preach, soy boy. Oh, my chest hurts from laughing.
I haven't used the soy boy thing. I like it. It has a good ring to it.
Jason says, I love this, that you guys are doing this now. Anthony, did you have to convince your wife to be on board with the Model 3 purchase, or did she go along?
I initiated it. I think I bugged her for, I don't know, a few weeks or so. We had the Kia Soul EV at first, and I think she always knew, like, because I was, like, following Tesla all the time. And the Soul EV was a lot cheaper way to get in. Actually, I want to make a video on that because, like, even though the Standard Range Plus is the cheaper entry-level Model 3, it's still a stretch for a lot of people. And there are other EV options if you want to get into the EV world. So the Kia Soul EV, which was only $15,000 for us to buy used, you know, it worked out great for my commuter car and introduced me to just the driving dynamics of an EV. But yeah, I was eyeballing the Model 3 for a while. I kept bugging her. I'm like, oh, it's only this price. Oh, it's and then like that's when Elon was doing some stuff with the price changes.
Yeah, it was like moving up.
And then he's
down.
like, in a week the price is gonna go up by $5, or he didn't say an amount. I think all the cars went up by like $1,000 before I purchased it, and the Standard Range Plus went up $500. So I bought it right before that price jump, and I used that as a reasoning. I was like, we should do this, and she's like, yeah, stop talking to me, just do it.
Yeah.
Were you on board?
Yeah, well, I mean, I set up that test drive before when we we test drove for Father's Day. We went and test drove a Model X, and it had the ludicrous mode on it.
We talked about that in the other live
Yeah,
stream.
it was pretty sick.
So that was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
so she knew.
I was kind of like aware of the situation. But yeah, and it's kind of like it was kind of at the point with me with Anthony. Like, if he didn't find a car that he was happy with, I was just gonna run off a bridge. But
the ultimate goal was to get to this car.
Well, and then when he was building it, you know, because the cost kind of just goes up the more things you add, you know.
Like, it was long range, we considered for a minute.
And then it was like the paint color and the interior, and it was like what you wanted to kind of like compromise on with your vision for the car. But I just told him that he needed to kind of make it what he wanted, because how often do you really get to pick everything on your car? Especially
if you buy a used car or even new ones. Like, you go to the lot, you usually do, and you just have what they have, and you're like, I actually wanted this kind of interior, but they don't have that, or I wanted this color of car, but they don't have that.
You're like, I guess that's okay.
Yeah, and you usually settle, and then like a month later, you're like, I don't like. I wish I didn't get a black car because it shows all the swirls and
scratches, everything. But yeah,
we built it to our specs.
Yeah, when he was building it while I was in the shower, see, this is where I get interrogated because there's nowhere for me to go. I just told him we contemplated on the white seats for a while. Like, I definitely wanted the exterior to be white because we love white cars. But yeah, we were kind of back and forth on the white, and I was like, just get the white. I was like, it'll be fine. And it has been, and I think it really, like, it pops. Like, it just looks very nice.
Yeah, you don't get over it. It's just, when you get in the car, you're just like, oh, this is awesome every time.
Greg says shower's not safe.
Lock the door.
The lock is broken.
Yeah, the lock is broken.
So I can't be alone if I try.
You're really cool to hang out with and talk to.
I'm like, he's like asking me something. I got like soap in my eyes. I'm like, I don't care.
I just want to talk to you.
Let's see. Renee and I will make 26 years next month. That's so good.
26. That's a long time. Your parents are like at 30 years?
No, they're at 40.
40?
Yeah.
Man, I'm way off. 40 years. Yeah. They're a good example.
Yeah, they're cool people. Did you guys hear about Spotify being added? Do you think the Standard Range Plus will get it?
I don't know. I personally don't think they will. I don't know if it's a priority. Maybe at some point, but I think they're going to, with the feature set for the different trims of cars, I don't see it changing much going forward. They made a lot of changes in the past like 4 to 6 months, especially with the debacle with the Standard Range Plus versus the Standard Range, the cloth seats that never existed, stuff like that. I imagine they're going to keep it the same. So I don't see it, but we use our phone. We use Apple Music. We don't really, we just use Bluetooth, and it's not a big deal. First world problems.
Bye, Connor. Have fun at the bar.
See you, Connor.
Let's see here. Can you play a good song so I can hear the sound quality, please?
Yeah, I'm going to make a video on this. Do you have your phone? Is it connected to the car?
Yeah, I don't know because of the way the speaker is facing if it'll sound funny.
Yeah, we have the mic set up on the live stream. I don't know if it's going to sound good. You don't have SoundCloud on your phone, do you?
What is SoundCloud?
Well, it's like where I get some of the music. We got to use copyright-free music.
Oh, well, what do you want me to do then? I could play some Billie Eilish. You down?
No. Yeah.
We'll make a video.
Maybe in the next live stream, we'll make sure to queue something up that we can play copyright-free in the car during the live stream. I'm planning on making a video. I actually made like a corny song that I was going to play in the car. I should have brought... We don't have that on the phone, right? I used to do music back in the day, like high school and right out of high school. And I produced a song, and I got her to sing on it. Like,
it's not good.
It's like 10 years old. It's really good. I might play it. Maybe we could use that as the example. I don't have it on a phone right now. It's on the computer. But yeah, we'll try to do that. I'm going to try to make a more in-depth video on the audio quality in this car. But if you're worried about it, I wouldn't be unless you just absolutely love deep, deep bass. It doesn't have a subwoofer, but the bass in this actually really good. If you
good.
Turn it up.
Isn't Spotify only for EU? It's coming to US as well. I love my white on white with sport wheels. It's glorious. Totally.
Yeah, Spotify might just be. I have to read on that. It kind of sounds like I'm missing something there. Might just be in the EU or something, like you said.
It says, would love to see some videos on autopilot. I'll even not skip the ads to help you pay for it.
I
So
want to.
that was kind of something we were considering with when we get our taxes back from the credits, possibly buying the autopilot.
Yeah.
Supposedly sometimes it chimes in and tells you it's like on sale for a certain like
Well, they had some
amount.
They've only done that a couple times where like the price dropped on FSD and AP for a minute, and then.
So I don't know. We're kind of undecided if we just want to take the money and pay down the car, or if we want to do the autopilot.
I don't know. When we had it, I loved it. You know, it did have some problems like on the trips that we do like from do.
Stop! Don't say the C word.
Okay. From Colorado Springs to Denver, there's a lot of construction, and it didn't handle that super well.
Yeah,
and the lines are all.
That was the part I was driving with it, and I was sweating profusely.
Like her hands, just
I was
the
so
wheel was
clammy. Just because they like grind down the lines, and the car was still detecting those lines.
Yeah.
It was a little sketch.
Yeah, definitely. But when it works great. And like for the roads that are well maintained.
Yeah.
And most of the highways, it works really well.
Let's see here. Would you consider upgrading to the Y when it's available?
Well, we want to get a Y for our second car because our second car is a Durango. It's a gas car right now as the big family car. So, yeah, we're gonna price that out with a used Model X when that time comes. I think the Model Y is gonna come sooner than they're anticipating. I think next summer they're gonna start producing them, but maybe not.
But I think we're gonna keep the 21 days of practice to stop saying crap.
You just said it. Oh, you read it.
I read it. That was not my words. But yeah, hopefully, I'm hoping that the Y will be everything we want it to be, but we're going to keep the Model 3 no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Colorado fees.
Yeah, I mentioned that like when I did the registration for this car, there is an EV fee. I think it was around $100 or so for just EV specifically.
Mm-hmm.
And that's to pay for roads and stuff and pay for the gas tax that we're not paying, obviously. But yeah.
Let's see here.
Rideshare Hub, what's up?
What's up? Hey guys, I'm so glad I could tune in this time. Do you prefer the interior of the Model 3 or the Model XS? I prefer the Model 3 personally.
You do?
That's what the
that's what they said? I can tell. What do you prefer?
I like the 3. When we did drive the X, were the seats white? They were.
It was very similar to this.
It was very similar to the 3 I felt like, but the S we had was very like stiff.
And I think that might have been just a progression. They've improved over the years.
Yeah, I think for sure.
So I like the dash of the 3 better. The seating is probably pretty similar between them now, the cars that are being built now. But yeah, I like the setup as far as the one screen and the minimalist look of the Model 3. But having the Model S and X is still pretty great. So I wouldn't complain on either one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, oh, these seats are too hard.
Or like, oh, I got 2 screens.
Yeah. I hate having 2 screens. Let's see. That question just now. Oregon is tax-free. We need to move to Oregon.
Yeah, taxes are a thing. I don't know.
Connor says, when I registered in Colorado, I got EV plates on my dual motor plates 600. We got ripped off.
EV specific plates? Yeah, 600. I have to look at it again. I know we paid on a lot in taxes. I think it was almost 1,000 for all the other fees put together, but I can look at that again.
Yeah, Greg, we have a video on when Anthony did have a flat tire. There's a lot of hate on that video. If you want to go check it out, for sure. Yeah, we have one on our channel. Yeah, Anthony bought the like pucks to put underneath so you can jack it up without damaging the battery. You're welcome. But yeah, it was just don't look at the comments. Just watch the video. Let's see here.
Did that comment just pop up?
Yeah, but he was asking like multiple times.
Oh yeah.
It's okay, Greg. Don't be afraid. Can you play a song to hear the sound quality?
Yeah, we'll plan that out for the next live stream. And I'm going to do video on that too.
Asking about specs in previous video. So I think one of the things when we go over maybe more in-depth video about specs, I think we should use a car that people are generally used to seeing to compare it to. We discussed doing that.
Yeah, I have a coworker that so there was a debate because we said this looked like size-wise was comparable to a Corolla.
I said that. I don't know if Anthony believes that, but I believe it.
I mean, it makes sense, like the size of it on the outside.
And like just for like the footprint of the car on the road, to me, is comparable to a Corolla.
Yeah, and I'd agree.
We had a Dodge Charger, and that thing was like a lot bigger. And for me, that's more comparable to the S, because that car was like bigger in size. It's not as big as a Charger, but...
But the debate was like, is this comparable to a Corolla or a Camry or an Accord or a Civic? You know, like.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I have a coworker who has a Camry who I haven't bugged to see if he has a brand new one and see if we can compare the interior space, because I know it's bigger on the outside, but the interior is deceivingly big. Or like from the outside, the car doesn't look very big, but when you get in here, there's a lot of space in here. So I'd have to look at the specs, like the true specs online. Maybe that'll tell it enough.
Yeah,
but
and it could be my perspective is skewed because I drive a Durango and that thing's like a bus.
It is.
The Tesla recognizes it as a bus when we drive by it.
So it's forever a bus.
So yeah, to me it's a smaller car, but it's not quite as small as like a Kia Soul was like. That was a small car.
So yeah, people have been complaining about AC smell. I did read about that. I haven't experienced that.
It's probably those farts they don't want to talk about.
Yeah, people farting in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, but there is some. I think Tesla acknowledged that there's something with the, I don't know, the AC.
Cooling.
Yeah, I think all cars kind of have that sometimes.
Yeah, they get like that funky, musty smell.
Yeah, but I haven't experienced that in this car. So we've had it 3 months or so now, almost 4,000 miles.
We also live in a pretty dry climate as well.
Colorado's really dry, so maybe the more humid places might have more problem with that.
Yeah, we're pretty darn dry out here, so we don't get like mold and stuff like that. Most things are like falling apart, cracking. Let's see here. How much real life range do you get?
It depends. Obviously, there's a ton of variables. We have 9 episodes in a range series that we've been accumulating since we have made this channel, and we're trying to test in every scenario, every condition, weather condition. Right now it's summer, so everything we do now is going to be during the summer, but I've done different speeds, different lengths of trips, different people in the car, seeing how that compares. We can achieve the 240 miles. One of my next tests I'm going to do is I want to try to get better than that. So one of my, I don't know, it's like episode 6 or 7, I did a range test that was a 240-mile round trip. I did do a charging stop halfway through, but if I wouldn't, I only used 90% total battery. So I want to redo that and take the chance and not charge and see if I can make the whole 240-mile trip on one charge.
White pants.
White pants. White pants take a chance.
Let's see.
So you can achieve it. If you're going highway speeds for the entire time, you won't achieve it. The mountain roads that I took on that trip, makes my average speed a lot slower, like 40 miles an hour. So going through the slower mountain roads, even with the elevation change, I think I can make 240 miles on that state highway mountainous road trip I did. So there's scenarios where you can make it. Commuting to work, you should be able to make it, no problem, 240 plus miles. But yeah, highway speeds and cold weather are going to be your biggest hits on range. So.
Knowledge Share says road trips should be about the journey, not trying to do a zillion miles in a day. Standard range plus with a couple of chargers can do 500 miles a day. Even 400 miles a day is fine. Enjoy the journey and the places along the way. Totally.
That's kind of our thought process when we do road, because we don't road trip super often. When we're gonna do it, we're gonna plan that in and just enjoy it.
Well, I mean, you have to plan in a gas station anyway.
And eating, and like we said, we have kids, so that's a big thing.
Let's see here. How much do you pay for insurance?
About $125 a month.
It was more than I thought it was gonna be.
It was cheaper. I've seen a lot of people like
Really?
when I told them it was like 800 something per 6 months, they were like, "Holy cow, that's like half of what I'm paying."
We have a State Farm.
Yeah, we have like a multi-policy thing. We're older. We're like 30 years old.
Oh.
We have clean driving records, so I
He
don't know if that
doesn't,
plays.
I do.
I do. I had a speeding ticket a long time ago. That doesn't matter. But yeah, so like about 120 something a month. It was like 800 something for 6 months.
Yeah, it was more than what we were paying on the Kia Soul.
Obviously, but I don't know. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, I was like confused. I was like, I thought the insurance would be lower because it's like a safer car in my mind, but they're like, no, it's a more expensive car.
Yeah, it's
I'm
that.
like, okay.
That and they didn't have the data. I don't know. They're still struggling with how to insure these cars. I think it's drastic. There's a huge range of people's prices. And Tesla is supposed to come out with their own insurance thing that was supposed to come out like a month ago. But sometime this year, they might announce their own insurance plan. We'll see if that ever happens and what that looks like. I'm hoping they have the data to make that probably a fantastic product. You know, from all these cars, they have the data they need to see how good of a driver you are and to give you fair rates. So I have good feelings about that, but we'll see how it compares to us and our like multi-plan thing. Yeah.
So Greg says he has the air wheels. He likes the air wheels too.
Yes.
And then Connor says they look cheap.
The air wheels?
Cut him right down.
But he used them on the trip.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
They don't look cheap. They look fantastic.
The space.
How long have we been going? Dang, we're over an hour.
I know.
There's
I'm trying to find some last good questions.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions on here. We'll try to get to a few more, and then we'll probably call it good.
Greg says last vid you gave it TMI with your to-do list with your mother-in-law.
Was that too much? I know.
It's all too much.
It was an accident. It was funny to us. I don't know. We kind of are. We have like, I don't know. Our sense of humor is. We don't take anything too seriously.
Sarcastic, dry, and aggressive.
Yeah. I apologize if it was too much. If you don't know what we're talking about, our last live stream, yeah, it was pretty funny if you want to check that out.
Tesla Wild, congrats on your record. Is that?
Oh yeah, was Tesla Wild in here?
Yeah, he said go to bed.
Oh, I don't know if he's still on, but we should go to bed.
I know.
Yeah, shout out to Tesla's Wild. He's got an awesome YouTube channel. He's just north of us. Hey, so he is on.
Hi.
Hey, Colin.
I'm like, hey, girl.
I still owe you a Hot Wheels car. I probably won't ship it to you. I don't know. Maybe we can plan something.
Yeah.
Try to get it to you.
Does
we don't
he want
live
the
that
white
far
one?
away.
How many Roadsters do we have?
We have one Roadster. I don't know if you just want the Model 3 though. It only comes in white. But yeah, Tesla's Wild. If you're on the stream or if you see this after the stream, go check him out because he's awesome. Super nice guy. Yeah, and he does have the world record on the Model 3 Performance, the quarter mile. So go check out that video if you haven't.
Let's see here. I pulled the aero caps off at delivery. They had nut covers and center caps in stock and gave them to me for free.
Yeah.
Nice. I was like hoping we would get something for free at delivery because our date kept getting like pushed around a little bit. Nothing.
No, I was like home charger or something.
Nothing besides like what is that? Our interest percentage changing. That's the only gift we got. No, I'm just kidding.
Back to the lower rate.
I know, that was the gift. You guys should go visit Simone in Truckla.
That would be sweet. She's way too popular to care
She's
about
way
us.
too cool for us. I'm glad that she's doing well after her treatment.
I know, we've been following her for a long time. I don't know if you guys probably know. She has had a brain tumor.
Yeah.
And she had surgery on it, and that was a big deal. Like, I don't know.
It's scary. And it's kind of like makes you think about all the times that you ignore things that you think is normal. And then like...
It might not.
Yeah.
Well, and then you get into the, Googling.
Don't Google it.
Don't Google symptoms because you always end up having cancer. But yeah, I'm glad she's doing well. That was an awesome video.
Yes, said I ordered a Model 3 long range today. Yes.
I feel like everyone's watching your forehead because you keep dipping down.
Well, like I can't read.
Here, move this up here. There we go.
Greg says we can call him Greg.
Oh, hi, Greg.
So Tesla Wild's in here jacking the chat.
That's all right.
It's okay.
We like calling.
They want to see the Model Y, yeah, in person for sure.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. The pictures, I mean, it does look like a Model 3, but like, I don't know, from the pictures I've seen, looking at it close, it's gonna be awesome.
It's a Model 3 with a diaper on.
With a diaper on? It has a bigger butt. Yeah.
Let's see here.
That's a good way to put it.
Let's see here.
Yeah, we're both in Colorado Springs. Colin, Tesla's Wild. Yeah, we're northern Colorado Springs.
And then Tesla Wild's calling out Connors. I missed out last time. Anthony is a homie as well. Yeah, we're both in Springs. Let's see here. So I think you, me, and Anthony all have the same job. You guys are smart.
I've noticed there's a lot of software engineers, like when I talk to people online who have Teslas. So it's obviously like a good field to get into for pay, for job opportunity. There's just people need good people who can solve problems. So do it if you're thinking about it. Trying to figure out what you're going to do. Software.
Wesley says we need to be yourselves and let everyone else filter out anything if they don't like it. Nothing wrong with the word crap. I said that a lot. Don't say crap.
Yeah.
I said crap.
Stop it. I want to be, I'm trying to be conscious of everybody.
Let's see here. You guys are just problem solvers. How much legroom would you have if you have a rear-facing seat in the car seat?
That's a good test. Our seats can go both, right?
No, not anymore.
Neither of them can?
Mm-mm. Both the girls are too big.
Well, I mean, but no, not like them sitting in it, but like we can test it.
No, they're not meant to go that way.
Really?
No.
All right, we don't have car seats that go backwards.
Not anymore. I didn't remember like Ellie's was like weird.
Yeah, but I thought it did go backwards. I'm gonna have to confirm that.
They do not go backwards.
I believe you. Okay.
They're a high seat booster. They're not meant
Brooks
to.
is. Oh, they both are. Dang it. Oh yeah, Penny threw up in hers, and we had to throw that one away, huh?
It was like.
That was the worst. Oh,
okay.
Kids throwing up in the car. That hasn't happened in here. That'll be a good test on the white seats.
I would imagine you would have decent amount of room. I mean, if you had super long legs driving, you might have.
Yeah, you might
some
have to
bumpage.
You might have to put it on that side. And there's no anchors to put a car seat in the middle. That's one thing I've noticed.
Oh, it has to be either left or right.
Yeah, left or right. Maybe you can use the seat belt that's in the middle, but I don't know that that's recommended. So left or right. If your passenger scoots up a little bit, I don't think you have a problem. This car isn't huge, but it's definitely not small. I'd say it's medium.
Schmedium.
Schmedium.
Let's see here. Love the white leather seats. Yeah, they're beautiful. Every person that gets in, they're like, they're white. Like that's always like their comment.
But we have friends who have smaller babies that maybe we could test their car seats out. Like Andrew and Keo. Oh, theirs is the other way. We don't know anybody that has smaller babies.
Let's see here. Is it easy to sell a used Tesla? I would think so.
Yeah, like the value. I go online, just look at the used market just to see the values, and they seem pretty high, at least for asking prices.
I'm always on the lookout for a white SX or a Y.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't sold one, so maybe it's not. I don't know. They seem like everybody wants one.
I would think that Carvana would pick it up, no problem.
Yeah, and they seem to be the best as far as giving you a price. Carvana over like Carfax or something.
Yeah, Carfax is kind of like.
Or not Carfax, CarMax.
Yeah, CarMax. They're interesting.
Yeah, Carvana is a pretty good one to come pick up a car, give you a decent price for it.
Thanks for reminding me the single life is pretty dang good.
The single life? I don't know what that's like.
I know what that's like. You must get to shower alone, though. That's cool. Have you guys purchased any of the accessories for the Model 3? Example, phone charger, cubby. So we were looking into a wireless setup for up here, just on Amazon. But it's like all of them have kind of bad reviews.
Yeah, there's like some sponsored ones. A lot of Tesla YouTubers have like the Nomad stuff, or I'm trying to think there's another one. Maybe it's just Nomad. Or maybe it's another, I don't know the brand. I don't know. We don't have any cool free stuff or sponsors, and we haven't bought anything. I like the big cubby because I have this big water bottle. Doesn't fit in the cup holder. I got this huge thing, but it fits in the cubby hole, and just like if I tip it diagonal, it's pretty nice.
Like one of the good things that we've gotten since we did have, like, we do take people for rides in the Tesla, is we got those like stickers for the door open button.
Yeah, I didn't review those. Yeah, we put the little decals that tell you, hey, this is the button to open the door.
Which I think is really good because then it doesn't have like that hard open or whatever. Because, like, honestly, people wouldn't notice that, to be honest.
And they still study it. They'll look at the door for like a good 10 seconds
Yeah.
and be like, how do I open it? They're like, is it the sticker that says, oh, it looks like an open door? I'm like, yes, push it.
So I think those have been really good. Trying to think what else.
Yeah, the floor mats, the window tint.
The floor mats are great. The window tint has been really good.
Must have.
Yeah.
Yeah, floor mats from Amazon. Our last video, I put links. Did I put links to the floor mats? I don't know. I have an accessory video that has links to our floor mats. They're like $60, $70, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in doing like the modifications for the frunk. Just because I do think it's really useful, but it's kind of a pain in the butt to use and shut. Yeah.
But yeah, we're probably gonna just pick a few more questions. I feel like it's been going for.
I know.
We'll go till.
You guys are really with it.
Yeah.
My goodness.
We'll go till. On 11:30, 11:40, and we'll call it good. Thank you for the super chat and just all the questions and all the comments and just watching. Seriously, thank you guys. What's it?
Anthony goes straight to programming when that was like a acronym.
PhD,
Yeah. Rideshare says, who takes your thumbnail pics?
We do.
Pen. No. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we just take random pictures and I just try to like aggregate a bunch and I add a filter on them, edit them in an app, and throw some text on them. I don't spend too much time on it. I probably should get better at that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try and like up our game a little bit more.
Yeah, like the click-through rate is super important. I don't want to be like clickbaity or anything like that. But we're trying to. I mean, it's the YouTube.
Is like Casey Neistat like old news now?
I don't know. I haven't seen videos from him.
Like, I just want, because I know he was doing that like Tesla road trip, and he was giving away a Tesla, right?
Or some company
was that he was like, it's not clickbait, and I was like, yeah, right. All your videos are.
Yeah, we're trying not to be clickbaity. We're trying to up our, but yeah, we just take pictures and we edit them on our phones, and just a big thing like with Casey Neistat. So we've done YouTube before and failed. And this is our next attempt at it. I enjoy editing videos, but one thing that I do that no one really knows is I only use my phone to film these videos and to edit them. Like everything you see on our YouTube channel is just through my phone, editing, the thumbnails, recording. So yeah, so you don't need super expensive equipment to make YouTube videos. It's more about, trying to tell a story, get good content out there that people want to see, and we're still trying to get better at that. We're not pros at it or anything, but I'm trying to focus more on the content, not so much on the equipment, but we do want to up our game a little bit. We'll eventually get there, but yeah, that's what we do.
Let's see here. I'm getting a Model Y. What features are you getting with yours?
We'll probably definitely go for all-wheel drive.
Yeah, we would have to.
Yeah, just in Colorado, I mean, you can get away with the rear-wheel drive, especially in a Tesla, but it's just nice to have one car that has all-wheel drive for those situations where you'd like to have it. Yeah, all-wheel drive is the main one. We'll probably go with the wide interior again because I just love it. I don't know. Do you?
It's my car.
It will be her car. What do you want?
I'll probably go white on white.
Yeah, and if the base white comes out, I'll be curious because I would have gotten base white. We like white cars because they're low maintenance. I don't really need the fancy sparkle in the paint.
No.
The Durango is just kind of a base super white color. I like the white. But yeah, so we might go base white if they come out with that. The Model Y configurator hasn't changed since they announced, even with all the updates to the other cars. So I asked Elon, he didn't respond, of course, on Twitter.
You sound so needy.
I just was.
Call me back.
Someone on Twitter listen.
He's ghosting you right now, okay?
Yes. Elon, just get back to me.
Flat tire, wondering if you had some kind of temporary repair kit in the car. I've heard that the sound deadening material in the 3 makes it difficult to repair.
It's not really difficult. Like, I think most shops now know about it, and like all they do is when they patch a tire, is they cut out the foam that's inside the tire, patch it, and they'll just place it back in where they cut it out. And that seems to be the standard procedure. Where we went, that's exactly how he described it to us, and that's how I see people online describe it. I don't think it's as big a deal as when it first, started being. I know what's that popular channel? Inside, what is it? What's Inside?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they are pseudo Tesla people, YouTubers, and they made a big video like 6 months, maybe a year ago on that. But I don't think it's a big deal anymore. Just call around to a tire shop and just ask them that specific question. Most of them are like, yeah, we know what to do with that. So
Yeah, I think generally, like, there was some debate on that video about if we should totally replace the tire. Where it did have the screw through it, it was, like, directly in the middle of the tire, like, in the tread.
yeah, so that's not a problem. The problem is I drove on it for a very short amount of distance, and there's a little ring that the guy that repaired it said is, there's no structural integrity problems, and there's also the peace of mind of just getting a new tire. We haven't, because we haven't done any big trips. I've just been going back and forth to work so far, really, in it.
Yeah, so if we do any...
I'll probably buy a new tire back there, but...
large trips, we will probably replace the tire. I think Anthony and I talked about actually just keeping the tire that we had repaired as a spare.
Trying to find another wheel.
Mm-hmm. Just so we could, we'd have it on hand in case something were to happen.
Because the tires are still brand new. They did the measurements, and they're still measuring what they measured brand new. All the tires all around, so.
Let's see here.
So what are we doing on time? It's almost 11:30. We'll go another 2 to 12 minutes, right? 11:40.
I just want more for the summon. Yeah, summon would be so nice.
Yeah,
An Avon app. Navon app. I can't talk.
On autopilot.
Mm-hmm.
So navigate on autopilot. That was fun to use. We had it when it was first coming out as part of the free trial, and it's just getting better and better. I don't know. I think it's gonna be worth it for that if you do a lot of commuting on the highways.
Do your white seats get dirty easily? Are they super easy to clean?
They're super easy to clean. They do get dirty easy. They're white. It's gonna be hard to not. People suggest ceramic coating them. I haven't done anything like that, but like all the dirt and shoe marks, the girls tend to climb in here even though we tell them not to. Climb over the seats. They got shoe prints everywhere, but baby wipes have been. They just all the dirt.
Legit.
Yeah, wipes up any like grime. I've had people when we had it serviced. There was like hand grime marks on it, and it wiped right up with a baby wipe. So.
Let's see here. Tesla's Wild says, think I'm going to come to spring soon. We can coordinate something.
For sure. Seriously, I'd love to.
Let's see here. Have you guys placed an order on the Model Y?
I almost did. We haven't, though. I backed out.
Yeah. We're hoping for some divine intervention.
We're going to get it. Like, we weren't reservation holders for this car either.
Mm-mm.
So we'll just, like, when the standard range came out, and the reservation holders were pretty much taken care of. I mean, a lot of them were holding out for the standard range, but we didn't seem to have a problem ordering after with no reservation. So
yeah.
And usually, I don't know, don't try to rush those kinds of things.
Yeah. Are you going to add any options to the vehicle that does not come on the standard model?
White seats probably, and that might be it if we get the base white.
With the all-wheel drive?
With the all-wheel drive, yeah. With the Model Y, that's kind of a spec we'll probably end up going. Ooh, Elon Musk just tweeted, that's what that said. But not to me.
Stop. Did you wrap your center console? We have not.
No. So, yeah, that's a big complaint. The center piece is like that shiny, gets fingerprints and scratches on it. Honestly, I don't really care. It still looks pretty great. I don't know. Do you think it looks bad?
I don't really look at it.
Yeah, you can wrap it. I'm kind of lazy on those types of things. I don't want to put in the work for that. Like, it looks great. Yeah, there might be some smudges on it, but again, first world problems. I don't really care. I think it looks great how it is. There might be a few scratches on it. Again, I don't really. They're not noticeable to me.
says, you haven't lived with a white interior until your son puts his chocolate hands all over the back seat in your month-old Tesla.
Ooh. I hope it wiped right up.
That's rough.
It is rough. Oh, Penny had Cheetos or something. Cheese. So there was some orange, but that wiped right up.
Tesla's wild. So CarMax offered me $39K for my performance. Talk about hate on a video.
Oh yeah, I think I did see that video. You took it just to see.
Let's see here. CarMax is a ripoff. Dude, yes.
Yeah, CarMax. But yeah, Carvana seems to do a little bit better as far as offering for if you're going to trade in your car or just have them buy it outright. They did better than CarMax. And Tesla did better than CarMax.
Yeah. Kelly Blue Book appraised at nearly $65K, which is basically what I bought it for. Interesting to see, for sure.
But yeah, private sales always going to be more. It's just more work too. So there's a convenience factor in there.
Let's see here. Greg says, I've never had more fun engaging with you. Small community now, but you guys are on the rise. Love how you keep it personal, intimate.
Thank you. Like
maybe we could do like a bathroom while I'm in the shower. Just mic up,
we'll
you
keep
know?
it really personal. No, that's my time to bother you.
Dude,
they
I'm
don't,
just
they
like,
don't get to bother
I'm
you.
just looking for some like contemplation in the shower.
There's no time. I need to contemplate while you take it.
Let's see here.
Too much information.
There, 123 here. I should be in bed. You could lay in bed and watch the video.
I know. I always do that.
And
I'm
then
like,
hit
I should
your
be in
face
bed.
with the phone.
I've done that too many times.
Actually, last night we were watching a video in bed, and Anthony actually dropped the phone on my face.
That was an accident. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're West Coast. West Coast. Have you seen the truckload video?
Yes. Yeah, Simone did an awesome job with that.
Casey went across the country in Model X.
Yeah, I think he posted that on Twitter. If we're missing your questions, I'm really sorry. We're kind of just trying to scroll through in these last few minutes.
He said yes, it wiped off with
we
baby
do have
wipes.
Super Chat turned on to help highlight anything.
So use the Kirkland brand. Nice. Costco all the way.
Yeah, our membership expired.
I know.
Probably renew that.
Oh, right here. Everyone thumbs up the video. Aw, that's sweet.
Thank you.
Shower talks. Nobody asked for it, but it's there.
All right.
The content you didn't want.
Good night, Colin. Good night, everybody. I think we're going to end it. Seriously, this was a lot of fun. This went a lot longer than last one. We should probably, you guys let us know in the comments after the fact or whatever, if this is too long, if we should try to do like a hard hour, because we just kind of are going.
I would love if you guys left like some video ideas that you would like to see.
Yeah, or just feedback in general.
Yeah, just like what you're interested in watching.
Yeah.
But,
for like proper videos or the live stream, whatever you want to see, you know, we're here to try to help push the EV people into the EV world.
For sure.
We're here to help. So seriously, thank you guys.
Yeah.
You have anything else you want to say?
No, we just appreciate you. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for spending this time with us, and we'll see you next Saturday.
Yeah, and I'll have another video posted, at least one this week. So check that out. Have a good night. See you guys later. Oh, I missed the button.